Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ArsenalAura. This was not a planned recording. It is happening because we just got the news about an hour ago that Kai Havertz has a knee injury. It is not yet known the duration that he will be on the sidelines or the extent of the injury. So we only have this piece of news. However, both David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano, they both report that Arsenal are actively looking in the market for a striker. So that means that probably from the initial assessment, it doesn't look good, which is bad news. It's bad news for Arsenal. It's bad news for Kai Havertz because he obviously had a hamstring injury that required surgery. So he had that. Then he went through the, rehab process, getting up to speed, fitness-wise, and everything else. And he looked good. Um, he looked good in preseason. But now I don't know if that's a setback or is a new injury. We are not in a very bad spot because we obviously have Victor Gyokeres, which will allow him to get more minutes under his belt, and obviously, getting him into that cohesion with teammates that we and he desperately needs in order to for us to adapt to his style and he to adapt to our style. However, it's never good, right? Gabriel Jesus is still coming back from ACL. We don't have a timeline on that yet. Of course, news are saying that he's a little bit ahead of schedule, but he's gonna take at least a couple of months or more game time to get up to speed, um, and to put the whole burden on Victor Gyökeres. It's good that we have them. Don't get me wrong. It's just you need some backup. So I think it's the sensitive thing. If Arsenal are actively looking in the market for a striker or maybe a versatile player, I think that's a good thing. I don't know what options do we have in the market. There's a couple of news that we're looking at Ollie Watkins, but again, it's a difficult process because the player who comes in needs to accept the fact that he's going to play a backup to Victor Gyokeres, and when Havertz is gonna come back and get up to speed, he's gonna play a backup to Gyokeres and Havertz. So he's gonna be the third choice. So it's difficult to find that kind of player. It's difficult to sell him, the project and the club, and obviously it's a position that if you look at Ollie Watkins, right, we offered how many? I think 40 million in January, and they wanted 60. I don't know exactly. I think we're not gonna sign a left winger, and it's not because we're now looking at a striker, but because we have this news that Leandro Trossard signed a new contract, which, attention, doesn't increase his duration, how long he'll stay at Arsenal. It only increases his salary, which is absolutely weird. And I don't know what's the strategy. I don't know what's the thinking behind that, because obviously he's been he's been having decent numbers as a substitute. Funny enough, when he started, he wasn't as impactful as when he came on from the bench. But you have Martinelli on the left-hand side. Now you have Trossard um, there as well, and you have Noni Madueke, who in preseason and in the win against Manchester United, um, played on the left-hand side. So you're kind of fully stocked there. So I don't think if a huge offer comes in for Martinelli and we have someone to replace him with, maybe we'll take a look at that. But other than that, I think the left-hand side will stay as it is right now. By the way, the victory against Manchester United now at Old Trafford in our first game of the season is absolutely the importance of that win has increased a lot because we found out this news about Kai Havertz. I'm not sure. I think Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta will be looking at someone who might have the versatility of playing the front three. We must not forget we have Mikel Merino who can play that role, but ideally you'd want someone that has played, his whole career in that area. You cannot challenge for the Premier League title or the Champions League or both, or at least one of those, with just Victor Gyokeres as your striker. Havertz injured, we don't know for how long, and Gabriel Jesus coming back from an ACL, which takes time. We cannot expect that every player that comes back from an ACL will have the same impact that Timber had, which was absolutely insane to come back after an ACL and play the way Timber did. So what we know is that Arsenal are looking in the market for a striker or maybe a versatile player that can play as a striker, but maybe on the left, on the right. We don't know. Probably the names will start flowing in the next couple of days. There's still less than 2 weeks until the end of the transfer window, but we definitely need to go for someone. We don't know yet the extent of Kai Havertz's injury, but again, if we have somewhat reliable sources that tell us that Arsenal are in the market, I don't think it's something minor. But we'll find out. We'll find out soon. And there's the strange decision to increase Leandro Trossard's salary, which I don't know. At this moment in time, it's very difficult to understand how that makes sense. But yeah, that's why I made this short recording. Bad news, absolutely bad news. Let's see how Andrea Berta and Mikel Arteta will act on this bad news, because we have Victor Gyokeres, so that's good. That's really good. But we shouldn't be 100% relying only on him. Of course, you can play Martinelli in the middle. Now you have Noni Madueke, so you can play Noni on the left, Martinelli through the middle, or Leandro Trossard, he played there. I know last season Arteta spoke more than once about Nwaneri having the ability, and maybe he could play as number 9. But we'll see. There's like a domino effect. Every injury and everything that you do has an impact on how you see the other positions in the team. Again, it's not the end of the world, but it's still good we have some time to act in the market. So let's see what happens, guys. The transfer saga starts again with the search for a striker or a forward player that can come in and replace Kai Havertz for the period he's being out injured. Once again, thank you so much. Leave in the comments who you think would be a good fit for Arsenal. And yeah, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, everything that you do help us on this channel. Thank you so much, guys. And wishing you a good rest of the week. We'll talk. I'll have a short preview on the Leeds game in a couple of days, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much, guys. All the best.